You don't have to hide behind what people expect. Like the right people will find you because they will like you for the way that you are.
Cause I can be
Okay, so I am from Recife in Pernambuco, Brazil. It's like in the northeast of the country, and we're basically known for like our arts and crafts, our beaches, and now me. Okay, so I'm gonna start talking about how I landed into the design. It was all due to this guy, my grandfather. He was Indonesian Dutch immigrant. He was really talented, and these are some examples of the things that he did. Like this was all by hand. I grew up watching him like design all those things, and I was fascinated by it. I just knew that was something that I wanted to do when I was growing up. I went to school for graphic design, and actually, like Recife didn't really have too much of like an industry for graphic design. Like I was actually on the second design class in my school. So I graduated. After that, I started working in design agencies. I had to get used to being fast and flexible since day one, basically, because it was always like 20 different clients and like you have to please everyone in a way. So it got to a point that I felt like I was really fulfilled, I guess. And also in Recife, like it's a really homophobic city, like the country in general, but Recife is like even worse than that. So I felt like I couldn't really be myself. So I just got to a point that I felt like I needed to get out and start trying to figure out who I was. So that's when I decided to move to Sao Paulo, which would be kind of like New York. I started working there, but in 2015, Brazil has like this huge like economic crisis, and I ended up being let go from my job. But I always thought that like my destiny in a way was to be in a company for 30 years and then that's it. Maybe it wasn't for me. At the same time, I had this trip that was supposed to be like a vacation trip to Los Angeles. The timing was just perfect because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay a little longer and see what happens. That's when I met this really cool guy that I ended up falling for him. So in 2017, I ended up moving to the US, to Texas, and I ended up marrying that guy. I was crying all the time. It was glitter, confetti. Those are my in laws. And we had like all these hats because we wanted to make a wedding that was like a mix of Brazil and Texas in a way. But basically, what I wanted to say is that like it's okay to put yourself out there. Like it's okay to be yourself and be extra. You don't have to hide behind what people expect. Like the right people will find you because they will like you for the way that you are. I literally got off the plane at LAX and then I went to the interview. And I think that was the first time that I had an interview that, first of all, I wasn't nervous. And second of all, like it didn't feel like it was an interview. Like we were just like talking. It was different and I was really excited about it. I asked Kwanzaa, like, why did she start the company? Because I wanted to understand what's behind Supercharged, but I wanted to know like the idea that started it all. And when she said that she wanted to make people's lives better, that really like struck a chord to me. And that's how I felt that I was in the right place. And I don't even care if I have to work like 12 hours or like if I have to, I don't know, like take 2 hours to get to work. And then I ended up getting the job, which was perfect because it was aligned with everything that I wanted to do. I feel like this is the first time that I'm actually like happy in my job. Like I feel like I made it, guys. And I'm really happy.
Cause I can be a boss, 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 boss,